Yo, what's going on, man? We back here with another podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. I'm Q.
I'm Mimi. I'm Bree.
John.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my brother Ken here go over the topics that we want to speak with y'all today. Before he go over that, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. You know what I'm saying? We here trying to grow our YouTube, spread knowledge to hit everybody that's watching this and everybody around the world. So go ahead, Ken.
Yo, thank y'all for joining back with me. Podcast, young people,
Yes, sir.
just be a blessing, and hopefully, what we talk about tonight, you could learn from, use it to become a better version of yourself. Now, first thing first, the number one question is, what does being a young creator mean to you? Now, y'all want to get started on that, or should I just go down the whole list?
The whole list. The whole list.
All right. So, also, social, cultural impacts on relationships. What does that mean to you? Also, how friendly is too friendly in a relationship? Next, introvert versus extrovert. Which one is better? And last but not least, scariest moment you've experienced in your life. So, we might as well get started on number one. What does being a YC member mean to you?
Ooh, I'm gonna start it off for everybody. So,
All
what
right.
it means to me is is being consistent and holding your word. You say you're gonna do something, go ahead and do it. Don't postpone the assignment or whatever you need to do. If there's something that needs to be done, do it. Have discipline. Don't procrastinate. That's what it means.
Sure. Now,
Um,
The question was, what does a young creator means to us, right? That's the question.
mhm.
yes.
Okay, young creator. What a young creator means to me is someone who feels that they have a personal obligation to help other people grow and succeed in whatever it is they're capable of. You know what I'm saying? Um, but uh, but to put it in perspective for y'all who are not young creators, basically what a young creator can mean to y'all is you recognizing your full potential as a person, whether it's creative or not, and wanting to bring it out in you and other people.
Okay. Question. Being a young creator means is using your skills, your passion, your artistic ways,
Okay,
and
okay.
be a blessing to as many people as possible. Also, within us, it's a group of people who recognize our potential, recognize our skills and positive attributes, and use be a blessing to each other. And as long as we're being a blessing to each other and others, we're doing what a young creator does.
Facts.
Word. I feel like what it means to me is being around other young, ambitious people, teaming up with them, like expanding my knowledge while also teaming up to help other people, other young people who just feel like they, don't know like their purpose or whatever, and just, helping them, guiding them, and just being like a relatable source to them.
Right. That's real right.
You know, I want to also add on that if anybody has anything that they want to, personally access, we'll have our Instagrams in the bio, our page. You know what I'm saying? Any questions that you may want to ask relating to anything that you may got going on and any advice that you want to ask us, we're always accessible to you.
That's right.
All right, who's next? Who hasn't gone yet?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mimi,
Mimi,
Mimi, what does a young creator mean to you?
We be hiding.
Um, being able to like be open minded and learn things from like a group of people who's like also have like the similar goals as I do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
yes, man.
All right,
Who else gotta go? Why y'all be hiding?
nope, Saya. Man's went AFK on us.
All right, let me ask a question to put it in perspective to all of y'all. Mimi said something about personal goals. Above being a young creator, how do you feel your personal goals align with young creators?
Like, how do our personal goals align with the group?
Yeah,
All right. Basically, um, I already know that one of my biggest things in this lifetime that is being a blessing to as many people as possible. So what Young does it allows me and a few other members of the group to work together to lesson. And one thing that I learned throughout life is you could go so far by yourself, but if you have a group of like-minded people and y'all all on the same purpose,
Mm-hmm.
get so much more done in the same period and amount of time. You get what I'm saying? So it just allowed me the opportunity to be a blessing to more people in a smaller amount of time than it would me just by myself.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the like since joining young creators, I feel like that was the biggest thing. Like I'm not as afraid to ask for help. And I realized how like resourceful it is to like have, others around you who are experienced in other things that you may not be experienced in. They can help you, or people who are doing the same things as you who are just further along. You know what I mean? Just like asking for advice and stuff like that.
So, sorry, what does being a member of Young Creators mean to you?
Being a member of YC, man, I ain't gonna lie, since I YC, it's made me open to a whole lot of different new things. Made me look at a lot of things different. Like, can't really get into detail about those things, but it's like Ken was saying, it's like basically being a blessing to how much people you could be during like your lifetime, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
All right. All right. Number two on the list, social and cultural impacts on relationships. So, does anyone want to elaborate? Need an elaboration on a question?
go ahead,
Or,
just elaborate for the people who may not understand that's watching this.
so, so, social, social impact and cultural impact in relationships is basically if you date someone from another culture and you're used to doing things one way, they grew up doing things a whole nother way. So how does the things that y'all grew up, the differences, allow you to be together, work with it, the negatives, the positives, as well as in the social setting?
I feel like culturally sometimes I feel like culturally is not as much as a challenge. Like you can teach things like some things from your I don't know, actually. I gotta think more.
Okay, so you good.
Okay.
Well,
I think I, I think cultural difference such as like customs that like people are usually do is depending on what the custom is, it could be harder to adapt or overcome based off what you're so used to. So let's say like two people date and they're from two different cultures. and their family expects them to date someone of their own culture, and they come from a different, like, they come from a different nationality, for that person's family or from that significant other, it may be harder to adapt because that's not what's something they're used to. So
Mm,
that's what we could call like a cultural difference. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it could affect a relationship. Like maybe like for example, like, if it like on the female side of things, a female family, a woman's family might expect them to, like, not like not like engage in any type of sexual activities until they're married. And maybe like the significant other side, the boyfriend side, they're not so strict because that's not really their customs or where they come from. So, and people are gonna listen to their families because that's where they come from and that's what they're gonna value. They're gonna listen to them on some degree.
okay, so one question I have to ask. So is it the values that your family that you stick to most based off what your family so basically how you just explained it, you could grow up and your family might have you looking at life this certain type of way, right? But the person that you get in a relationship with, their family has like way less expectations for their child, whatever the case may be. So is it the things that your family built, the mindset that they created, like how does that like work out, you know, in your opinion,
I think
regardless?
I think that, like, the household that somebody comes from, because I think it really has a lot to do with their family, how they raised them, which it will show how they adapt to certain problems in certain
Mm,
situations, because that's how they seen their family deal with it. So that's
Mhm.
what we're conditioned to see, and that's how they handle stuff, if that makes sense. So
But
let's say example, one side, they bring it all out forward, and then another side, they don't say, they just say what they say, and they don't really talk about it to like make it known. You know what I'm saying? So like
mm,
that shows two cultural difference, and it could affect a relationship. Because one side's so used to doing one thing's like not saying everything that's known, and then one side says everything that's known. So it could help, but like it's a slippery slope.
I feel like it can work though. I feel like with like cultural differences and stuff like that, I think that all goes back to when you're first speaking to somebody or y'all are talking, like to have those conversations, like to have those difficult conversations, because it shouldn't be to the point where, like for instance, like let's say you would like your family's from like down south or something, and then somebody like you're dating like somebody who's Muslim, and then it comes to a point where it's like y'all have a wedding and your family wants you to jump the broom, but the Muslim side wants you to like have the whole traditional wedding. Stuff like that should be talked about, like hypothetical questions like that, like of like finding out people's cultures, finding out what people's families expect, and things of that sort. So I feel like those things are definitely important to be talked about. They say that a lot of people jump into relationships and don't even know the person or like where they come from.
Yeah, people usually get to know the person like a few months in, and that's when they really see the difference, or they decide whether that person is for them. Not before they get started. Usually
But
after
I
they.
feel like even a few months in is too late. Like like when people be doing like the what's your favorite color? Like what you that stuff is cool, but then it's like
That's just meaningless.
Bruh.
yeah, like it's like what am I? I mean, yeah, I can know your favorite color, yeah, I can know, but I really want to know like what's your perspective on things. Like how do you handle certain situations? Was you know what I mean? Like what's your family like? Do you have a close relationship with your parents? Things of that sort. Like those things are very, very much important.
I agree. And I think what Bree was saying, like how are you with your family, how you handle certain situations, is more of the social differences, not really the cultural differences. Because there's people that you could come from the same culture and they still handle things two completely different ways. So it could be because of their social interactions with other people, or how they family raised them, or etc. Those would be social differences.
Yeah. And then a lot of the times, a way that a person, yeah, like a way that a person handles situations is that, like, sometimes a reflection of their family for real. A
All
lot
right,
of the time.
all right. So that's one way to look at it. So, what you guys think about the societal norms having an impact on the relationship? Like, what you guys think about that? So I'm gonna use an example. I'm gonna use China as an example. If I go to China and date a Chinese girl or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Is known for having hard workers and things like that over there, right? So let's say if I was just lazy, right, and I'm dating her and she knows that I'm lazy and she knows I just play video games all day long, she's gonna get on to me about that. Like, yo, like you as a man, you're supposed to be getting up and like working at a job or something, not being a lazy bum sitting down all day doing nothing. It can be conflict going on in that specific situation. But then again, on the positive aspect of it, her societal and social norms can rub off on me, and I can
Hmm.
start taking on some of those workaholic characteristics that they had, and start applying that into my life. I see,
Basically, you are to accepting the differences is what you're saying.
yeah.
That plays a big role, honestly. I'm sorry if I cut you up.
Oh yeah. So basically, um, yeah, I already forgot.
Before I want to add on to what you were saying, can you relate a question to me again? Like, what were you answering the question to?
No, I was saying it's basically how open you are to accepting the differences that the person may bring in a relationship. For example, if you're not used to moving this type of way, but because of the love you have for that person that you're with, you might be open to accepting or getting out of your comfort zone and being open to new things. It's up to that person's and their level of comfort when it comes to whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think that opening up to change your customs really has to a lot to do with the like the interactions that the two people in a relationship may have. Like for an example, like let's say the man is not really like, you know what I'm saying, like he don't like to like what's a good example? Yo, Ken, let me know if this makes sense or not. This example about all right, let's say for example, the guy doesn't really like to, like hmm, go like doesn't like to like go on like like do flowers and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking that, because that's not something like that he was taught, or like that's not something that like based on the times that we lived in, like doing stepping out of your comfort zone for a woman wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying, normalized.
Mhm.
And when you start dating somebody else, and then that's something that your significant partner asks for you based on the interaction that you may have, realizing that that person is worth changing your values for, then that would be acceptable.
And that all depends on how much that person is worth doing it for, even though it takes comfort. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if they worth it, then they're gonna get it. You'll be more willing to step out of your comfort zone in order to show that person something that they might like. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
give you.
exactly.
So also we could all agree that it depends on whether the partner is worth it or not. Now, if they might not feel like that person is worth it, then they more than likely wouldn't do it. They'll just stick to their comfort zone.
True.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
All right. So, also regarding relationships, how friendly is too friendly in a relationship? Is there anything wrong with being friendly in a relationship? Me personally, I was most friendly in high school.
I can
I guess
agree with that.
Wait,
I think
what?
you know how like you could win like best car or like most athletic, all that type of stuff. Like I want
Yeah.
most high school, but when I tell people that, people look at it like that's a bad thing. Like who wants a friendly dude, which I hear all the time. So
I feel like for other people it be a defense mechanism for them
mm,
to let you know that you got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You you got it, but they don't like that you got it.
okay,
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
in a relationship, being too friendly is a red flag. Now, what I mean by being too friendly, you're kikiing up in female spaces too much. You letting them touch on you too much. You help like you. There's basically no differentiation of your girlfriend and your friends. You just too in the mix. You too in people's face. Like you know
okay,
what I
yeah. But what about that's not your intentions? Like you just the life of the party. You just a nice, happy person that just trying to make everybody comfortable.
then you gotta watch what's going on. Like for me, for instance, if I have a boyfriend and he's the life of the party and he sees that like females are like touching on him or like just getting too, because he's friendly, like they're just touching on him doing too much. I expect you to hit them with a straight daddy. Like I like you know what I mean? Cut it crisp like that. Like cut it right there. Because you're just being too friendly. You have a girlfriend at home. Why do you feel like it's okay for females to be touching up on you? Like
I,
karate kick or something.
Real shit.
Right?
Like, why haven't you already hit her yet? Why is she not knocked out yet? Why didn't you Mike Tyson her yet? That's an issue for me.
so do you think you could be a friendly person with boundaries?
Of course. I'm
So
friendly.
do you see yourself being with a friendly person with boundaries? But meaning that they the life of the party, they socialize with everybody, they laugh, joke around with everybody, but you wouldn't see people touching up on them or
Right.
like that.
Like you could be the life of the party, like, hey, yo, what's up with you? And then the girl comes up like, cut that. You know what I mean? Like hold like cut it immediately. Cut that shit at the door.
Can I add this? I think people like misuse the word friendly because we already established that like for me you could be the life of the party, but then there's thin lines. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If you mean mugging everybody, how you supposed to make real connections with people?
Mm.
You
But
know what I'm saying? What you were saying?
you don't gotta mean mug anybody though. Like
Yeah,
that's not what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, facts. But get what I'm saying? If you not necessarily mean mugging, but if you can't talk to people because you feel like that, like you feel like you too friendly, it may hurt connections that you could build with other people.
But the only way you would feel like that is if you knew you had some extra intentions. As long as you know that you don't have any intentions, and as long as you know that if you see anything that from the other party that is like a little too, like is like doing a little too much,
Yeah,
then you just cut it right there. But as long as you have the intention, like, yo, this is a friendly conversation, and I'm just trying to network, it's fine. Like, it's cool. I think it's absolutely absurd for somebody to not want you to talk to people. That's absurd because in order for somebody to grow, they have to expand, they have to meet new people. But if I see a shorty and she's like, oh, hey, so and so, like, hey, like, touching on your face. Oh my God, you got something on your face.
Mhm.
Doing? What's going on? Who is she? Why you ain't already knock her out yet? You know what I mean? Why is she wiping? That's not your sister. You know what I mean? Like certain things like boundaries. Cause it's like this, like Q, for instance, right? Sorry, Mimi, that as an example. But that's like, right? Mimi's a socialite, and Mimi's like, hey, she's just, chopping up everybody. Everybody love Mimi, right? Boom. You pull up, somebody come up to Mimi, and he's like, yo, Mimi, you got some on your face. Wipe that shit off Mimi's face. What you gonna say? You gonna be
Yeah.
like, why old dude touching shorty face? Why she ain't knock him out? Why she ain't call the police?
Yeah, yeah, real shit.
Why
You,
did it
you,
scream?
yo, you
Why
heard
you
it from Bree.
for help? Like, what
You
you
heard
doing?
it from Bree, y'all. For me, as long as your intentions is where it needs to be, she ain't even go that far.
Yes.
I completely agree. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I shouldn't be friendly. For me, you should know where the thin line is. And you know what I'm saying? If you can't handle those thin lines, you know what I'm saying?
I think
You better off being single, bro, or like
it's
keeping it
worse for men because
keeping
it's
it clear from the jump, or like keep it clear for your intentions for the jump. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you want to mess with her and you want to deal with other people, make that clear. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Don't be trying to play around. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a man, where you on at, bro? If you can't keep it a buck, you know.
exactly.
So
Yeah. But I got a question.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Y'all doing girl best friends and boy best friends?
nah,
That's crazy. That's old.
nah.
Wrap it up at the door. Cut that out immediately. Cut that
What
shit out.
if what if they were best friends before y'all started
Cut it.
dating?
My whole take on that right there is your significant other should be your guy best friend
Yeah,
or your
like
friend. Now, if y'all
Like,
that's cool, but adding that extra best friend, that's extra. You know what I'm saying?
but I have met best friends that are like truly for real like best friends, like not they don't be twinkling toes at night, like they don't be sleeping in the same bed and stuff, you know what I mean? But for me personally, I wouldn't want anybody with like a girl best friend or like stuff like that, because which I was doing before I got here, even if that was before, which I was doing. Yeah, I used to have sleepovers and shit, like which I was doing together. Yeah, I used to twinkle toes. Yeah, I used to play board games late at night. Like, what y'all do? Like, I need to know what the dynamic of y'all relationship is. For real, for real. Because it be sneaky. A lot of people be doing extra with their best friend.
Friends with benefits.
Right.
Sean,
They be on that type of time.
Y'all ever had a best friend y'all did anything with? Keep it a buck.
Nah,
Sean, yeah, yeah, he said that on too fast, Keyshawn.
honestly, never. Nah.
You know what they call the man who say never?
I want to hear this. What they say?
And they said, man, who say never, man? That man, you know, they say he either did it before it's going to happen in his lifetime, Keyshawn, man. You could let us know, brother. Tell us that experience, Keyshawn.
Alright, so alright, so
Yo, you
see
got it.
see see what happened was I ain't did nothing, you know.
They like that.
Yeah, real shit.
They
I'm
like that.
doing too much though.
Yeah. So nobody in here had a friend that they had just friend with benefits. Nobody ever had that before.
Can't relate.
And I feel like I
You
tried
know,
to do that, but as a female, that shit just don't work for
Mm.
me.
Difference between a female and a guy.
Hmm?
What's the difference between a female and a guy doing that?
Uh, I just feel like with females, it sounds good at first. You'd be like, I'm not gonna, like catch feelings or whatever. Like, not even catch feelings, like just be emotional about it. And then when that starts to happen, because sex is like a transfer of energy. You know what I mean? So if you're doing that with somebody, their energy is gonna be transferred. So it's bound for you to get emotional about it. But as a guy, apparently sex is really just sex. But for a female, it's a little more. So I feel like friends with benefits don't work out for females as it does for guys. I feel like that's what guys use to trick you. They be
What
saying
what 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 do guys say?
like like Nick. Sorry, not Nick. Sorry, let me
Yo,
correct my.
Bree got the playbook. I want to hear this. She got the
I'm trying
playbook.
to let y'all know. Okay, so a guy will usually be like, they'll
Yo,
come
chat,
and be like,
listen to this
"Hmm,
chat. She got the playbook. Listen to this chat.
I don't even know if I got the playbook. I'm just saying what I just be hearing the guys say, and I be talking to other females. This is what is common. Guys will come, right? They'll try to pursue you, be like, "Oh, beautiful, like what you doing? Da da da. Hey, love, like what's going on with you? Like I'm just trying to get to know you. Act like they're trying to, get to really know your interests, right? Cool. Then after that, once you show a little bit of interest or you show that you like them or something, then they'll hit you with that. Yeah, but I'm not even really looking for nothing right now, right? But we could still kick it. We could still be cool. Like, and if it gets to that, it'll get to that. Boom. Then y'all do something. Then it's like, oh nah, like we not. I told you, I'm really not trying to. I'm really not trying to do all that. And then boom, y'all friends with benefits. And now he got you looking crazy because you thought he was gonna really, because he said, oh, because girls usually only hear like half the story. Like when a guy be like, oh, we'll see where it goes. In a girl's mind, oh, he might. But no, when a guy says that he'll see where it goes, it's never going nowhere. It ain't going a fuck ass place. It's staying right where it's at. It's not even gonna move.
For my opinion, it's
I
up to the.
disagree.
No, I got you right now. For my opinion, if you already see from the beginning that that's not the type of time they're not really trying to get in a relationship, and you still give it up, that's on you at that point. Because what did they do to deserve that?
True. But in certain situations, a lot of females and a lot of like women, like when you talk to them, a lot of women didn't get to experience or they weren't taught like you're supposed to expect this and this and this from a guy. So it's easier to manipulate. Now, as far as a female who's had like a dad who really showed her, hey, this is how like a guy is supposed to treat you, this, that, and third. A lot of you'll be surprised. A lot of girls don't have that, so they're figuring that on that out. They're figuring that out on their own. So usually stuff like that, it be based on how you were brought up and stuff. I feel like, in my opinion. So you could say like, oh, from the early signs, yada yada yada, but sometimes it really don't be that. Sometimes, you know, women trust words more than actions.
So back to friendly is too friendly because I ain't going. This is deep. Would y'all consider y'all? Would y'all like each of y'all? I'm gonna just go down the list. Would y'all be with a person that's considered friendly?
Yeah, yeah, I would.
You would. All right,
Friendly.
we're gonna go down the list and then we
Uh,
nice. Wow.
uh,
All right. Saya, would you be with a chick that's considered friendly?
Hmm? Nah, he
Nah.
from yeah, he from New York. We already know his answer.
All right.
true.
Would you be one that's considered friendly?
You ask me?
Yes.
No.
All right. QJ, would you be with someone that's considered friendly?
Nah.
Bree, considered friendly. All right. So since Kashawn, you're the only person that said yes. Why would you be with someone considered friendly?
Yo, he got the chat because Sean got the chat rolling right now. They like, what he mean?
Alright, but shoot. So the reason why I say yes, I would rather consider to be someone who's friendly is because we're trying to. I'm gonna take this to a business setting. If we're trying to build something together, he has that nice charismatic attitude towards other people, which that's naturally gonna attract more people to what we're trying to do. That's one. Two, once again, like that just shows me that he kind of has his attitude and grudges and emotional impulses and things like that.
He was she, you mean she? Was
What?
she? Would you be with somebody that's considered friendly? A girl?
Girl, nah. Okay.
Wait, what you thought? What you thought I said? Cause
Oh,
I could.
oh shit, like just someone friendly. Like it can be like anybody or whatever. That's
Oh,
but a female, like, nah. Especially if it's my girl.
so no.
Nah, no.
Everybody, I can know. I'm the only one that'll be with a friendly chick. All right. So I just want to hear y'all explanations. Anyone could start off. Why y'all wouldn't be with someone that's considered friendly?
You say you want to be with a friendly chick. I want you to explain first.
Oh, for real? Man, I
Yeah.
got you. Now, me, just because I was most friendly in high school, it hit different when you're really not a friendly person. You get what I'm saying? It hit different when you're really shy. You feel me? So my personality is very calm and laid back for the most part. So if I got somebody that's outgoing, I feel like that'll compliment me. You get what I'm saying? That'll compliment my personality. So as long as it's cut, as long as it's boundaries being set in place, but if that's just a part of your personality, I'm cool with that because you can be friendly and by you being the person you are, you don't miss out on, let's say, like you got strong relationships with a lot of people. You get what I'm trying to say? That's a plus. And opportunities comes your way because you're more likely to put yourself out there. So why wouldn't y'all be with somebody that's friendly?
Ken, I like that. I like what you
That's
just said.
basically the other side of what I was saying. But then you gotta just know your intentions and boundaries gotta be put in place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
I
what?
agree.
Okay, what if she doesn't respect those boundaries and she's too
Now,
friendly? Guess
Then that's a
guess
different
what's gonna
situation.
happen, bro?
You gotta
Guess
go.
what's gonna happen? She gonna run off. She mess with a whole nother dude. And it makes it worse because she's naturally outgoing. She's naturally out there.
but God got a way of humbling people, you know. So as long as you keep your intentions pure and you continue to go down the path set for you, you'll be alright. You'll get over it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what y'all don't not
All
because
right.
y'all was
No, I still don't agree. I still would not be anybody
I mean,
friendly.
why y'all wasn't jacking friendly people? Like what's up? Like
I feel like anybody who's friendly, they always gonna seek that valid. Like I feel like people who are just overly friendly be seeking that validation from other people. So no matter how much you be like, no matter how much you let them be friendly, I feel like they're always gonna do a little too much because they're always seeking that validation to always get somebody to like mess with them. That's why I don't like it. Now, it's the difference between being like friendly and just being like a people's person when needed. Like I would rather have somebody who's like able to be a people's person, like as far as like networking or like building their brand or whatever. And then when we go out regular, like you just chill. Like you don't gotta be in everybody's face. Like you don't gotta. I just don't like somebody who feels the need to be in every single person's face, whether it adds or subtracts. I don't like that. Because if you just in somebody's face and it's not for like business or it's not for like something that's gonna like benefit you for real in the long run, that is why you're doing too much. That's the difference between kind, being polite when you go out. There's a difference between that. You could be polite and not be in everybody's face.
mm,
But when I hear friendly, I think somebody who's overly like who just wants to like. When I think of friendly, I think of people pleaser. To be honest, that's just me. That's my perception.
mm.
I agree with that. But my take on it is that you just need to put the right amount of energy in the right place at the right time. And if the
Mm.
person is too friendly, they just throw themselves all over the place and they just do too much extra stuff that doesn't really need to be done.
Yeah. And then I feel like as far as boundaries, it's like what's the odds of that person like really changing how they are? Because I feel like if somebody's like really, really friendly when they meet you And then you ask them, hey, like, like you could be friendly, but you just got to tone it down this, that, and the third. That's basically like, what's the odds of somebody really changing like how they are, or like dumbing it down for you? And what's the time period that they're going to do that for? It's not going to be for long. And then when
Nah,
people feel like they're restricted from something, they feel the need to like sneak and do it. And that's why I don't really want somebody friendly, because then you're going to sneak around and try to be overly, do too much.
nah, they don't gotta change who they are whatsoever. Like I said earlier, right place, right time. If it's in a quiet setting, like you already know. Y- Like
Hmm.
don't be going around trying to like talk to everybody in like a quiet performance setting or what you saying, Hugh?
I get it, cause on both sides. Cause if you work at a job, like you know what I'm saying, and you work, you're gonna have to communicate with people. So you gotta keep your face for whatever customer you're serving. You gotta have your smile. You gotta talk to certain people a certain way. So I get that. You know what I'm saying? But then it's a time and place for everything. You feel me? You gotta know, like, you know what I'm saying, there's certain lines you can't cross. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with somebody. It also is about the setting that you're in as well. Especially if
And
you're in a certain occupation.
yeah, and it's like, how are people going to perceive your friendliness? Like, you out, and then, like, let's say you at work and you're just like overly friendly. Not overly friendly, you're just friendly. You're being you. And then and you have somebody, and then your coworker's like, yo, let's just go out. Da da da. And then you being friendly, not wanting to like let people down for you, like, yeah, let's go. Boom, now you out with a coworker by yourself, just doing too much drinking. Now that coworker thinks just because you being friendly is something more than what it is. That's why I feel like sometimes it's just doing too much. You gotta know. But that's what you like, back to what Kashawn said about like boundaries and stuff like that. So, but I feel like it's harder to like really, I don't know. With boundaries, it's not guaranteed somebody always gonna like keep that or like really apply what you said.
Let's take this to a hood setting. You in the hood, right? The wild side of the town. You being kind and friendly to everybody. Somebody out there is gonna look at you as a target. They're gonna be like, "Oh, how can I use Kashan? How can I get free rides from him? You know, what can
Hmm.
I take from him? He's too outgoing. He's friendly.
Or not
He's
even
always gonna
that.
be like that."
Or not even that, in the hood. Let's say you got a shorty or you got somebody and she is known as being friendly. Then you be like, yo, your shorty is OD friendly. Like, I was just talking to her. Like, she's fake. Like, she's fake a baba just because you're being friendly. So that's why I'd rather not have somebody who's friendly. Because if you in the hood, they gonna be talking hella shit about you. Talking about, oh, your girl is, doing too much, or your boyfriend doing too much, or he in people face too much. You know what I mean? And that's a reflection of you, because that's your person.
Yo, is my camera tweaked?
Upside down.
Damn, I gotta try my phone.
All right, that really translates into a question. Introvert, which is a shy behavior, or extrovert, which is outgoing. I want to know. I'm gonna go down the list between all of y'all. Which one are you? Which? And you can't say both. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's start with QJ. Which one are you?
Introvert.
Which one are you?
Introvert.
Bree, which one are you?
Uh, extrovert, kind
All right.
of.
You
You said me?
yeah.
Extrovert.
Kashawn, which one are you?
Introvert.
Introvert.
Yeah,
Kashawn.
introvert. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like
Yeah,
in and out a little bit.
yeah. Introvert.
And I consider myself an introvert too. So since there's only two extroverts, Bree and Saya, Which one of y'all want to go first and explaining the benefits that's how throughout life receive from being extroverted?
You go.
Uh, man, it really ain't no benefits, you know. It's just like it just come like it come with it, you know. Um, it's it's easier for me to like communicate and stuff with people. Like
Hmm.
it's hard to try new things as well. Like it's a difference from like not wanting to do something because you like don't want to do it, and like just not want to do something because you lazy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like some like new things I try to do. Like not no extreme though, like skydiving stuff like that. But you know,
Yeah.
that's my best way of putting it.
All right. What about you, Bree? What are some good things about being an extrovert?
Um, I feel like once I really became one, because I was an introvert when I was younger. Um, just making more connections. You don't really. It's less what ifs because sometimes with introverts, it's just like they so closed off and they wanna be like outgoing, but they just can't, like because of anxiousness. So it's like more opportunities, putting yourself out there, less what ifs, and making connections. Yeah, to be honest, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And you're just more. I just feel like you're more so like. No, I can't say that because even being an introvert, that's just you being you. So I can't say it's more of you being you, but it's just less like second thoughts, second guessing. You just do. Hmm.
All right. Now, for us introverted people, who present us first on some of the things that blessings that we received or good things that we got from being introverted?
I guess I'll go first. I feel like over the years, being introverted protected me from a lot of a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because being introverted allowed me to like be able to see and observe what was around me
Mm.
rather than act like, you know what I'm saying, act rather than speaking to people before I knew who I was speaking to. How could this benefit or hurt me, really?
Mm. Okay.
And then once I knew, like I knew how to speak to this person, or I knew who this person was, or I knew how to move around certain people, then I'll go ahead and say what I needed to say, or
Mm.
or I'm comfortable enough to say what I want to say, or like I know what I, or like I know I'm moving the right way.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. For me personally, it allowed me again very cute, but also like just being able to look around, you know what I'm saying? Understand boundaries by paying attention to the movements and the interactions with people. Um, so you put yourself in being everybody's face or whatever, and you'll have like less friends or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's better off because you don't usually go through like losing a whole bunch of friends or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I think the less friends you have, the longer that they actually um the friendships last. If that makes sense, like the less you have, the longer that they last. So due to me just having fewer friends and stuff, it allowed those relationships to grow. So that's a few of the benefits I received. Also, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. You really touched on a lot of the talking points.
All right, I'll go. So one of the benefits of it is, of course, you're very observant. You peep a whole lot of things that people do. You know, move around people a lot better instead of just throwing yourself at people and at certain situations that might end up good or bad, but also like you have a lot more energy whenever you're by yourself. And the reason that is that when you go out and like meet a whole bunch of people and things like that, depending on who you meet, which most people like by default just have a negative attitude for some reason, that can be energy draining. And let's say if I was an extrovert and I run into some of these people, knowing how they is, they might just take some of my energy or whatever. So the
Mm,
fact that I'm able to see that miles before approaching certain people, I can protect myself in a way, not having to deal with stupidity and ignorance from other people and all that stuff.
mm.
To say.
For me, being an introvert, I feel like I have a high sense of emotional intelligence with being observant and being able to listen to other people. And also, like, I'm very independent as well. So I think that also plays a role into like leadership. When you're independent, you can get things done on your own. You can like help and you can lead other people to like be similar and be in like that leadership role.
Mm.
So I think the pros.
Okay, okay. Now, last but not least, story time. Story
I
time.
might have to think about this one. Shoot.
Story, scariest moment you've experienced in life up to this point. And,
Nah, that's crazy though.
and
I really gotta think about this one. I ain't
What
gonna.
was the
Again?
scariest moment that you've experienced in life up to this point.
You keep breaking up. Okay.
I'm breaking up.
You said the scariest moment you've experienced in life.
Okay. Uh,
Now this son I gotta think about. Hmm.
Nah, this is it gets deep. It gets deep.
I really don't be getting scared whatsoever. Mm, One I can use, but it ain't nothing too scary. I don't know.
All it takes is one person to go to where everybody gonna react. Oh,
Uh,
scariest moment. Oh, I got one. I got one. So one day, right, I was driving after work, right, but what I was doing was something I wasn't supposed to be doing. Like I wasn't supposed to be with the person that I was with. I was going against all different types of codes. You get what I'm trying to say?
mhm.
So it was raining, and I'm on the highway. So then I'm like, is this car moving in front of me, or is it? I'm doing like 55. I'm like, is this car moving or is it still? And it wasn't until I got really really close to where I realized that the car was stalled, but they didn't have their hazardous lights on. So I didn't know that they were like just sitting there. And mind you, it's a lane that you could go to get out. You know what I'm trying to say? If you ever got like an emergency or whatever the case may be, they were on the right lane. I guess the highway that I was on, there wasn't no shoulder that you could go to, and they didn't have their hazardous lights on, and it's raining. So I got just close enough, broke as hard as I can, and I was probably about a foot away from hitting the car. And
Mm.
I just was like, damn. So had I not like paid attention, had I just assumed the car was moving, um, I got in an accident.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
I
the, and,
had
the, and I would, oh, go ahead, you
nah.
good.
You good. You good. You good.
Nah, in the situation, it just didn't fit. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the scenario, whatever the case may be, it just didn't go. So,
Can I
yeah.
ask you a question? At that very moment, you didn't know you was scared. Did you know you was scared, or it was like, damn, like I really like anything could have happened, but you wasn't really scared?
Oh, I automatically assumed that this was God warning me for doing what I was doing, for being on the type of bullshit that I was on at that type of time, at that moment in time.
Yeah.
Um,
I had some similar car BS crap like that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just tell y'all like one. So I was on a highway like, going 60. The speed limit in Texas is like 60 on average, right? Trying to drive somewhere, maybe the mall or something. You know how there's always those cars going 10 miles below the speed limit in like the
Hmm.
middle lane, the travel lane, right? So this car in front of me is going like stupid slow. And on the left side, you got the fast lane. So these people are going like 75, 80, or whatever, right? And on the right side, that's where people like is like getting off and coming on the highway, right? So this stupid person driving slow. So at this point, I'm going like 50 now, and then I check my mirrors, there's like cars zooming past me, right? And then like the dude just kept on slowing down, right? And then like right when I was about to like turn or whatever, I had checked my mirrors, see a car like zoom by me. I'm like, nah, that's crazy, right? I look in front of me, dude like puts his brakes on or whatever, right? So I kind of hard step on the brake, you know, and now we're going like 30-ish. Just dude just acting dumb. So I peep over, look, I just got over, started taking off, you know. That's
Mm.
just basically it. So it's crazy, because most people don't even have that fast of a reaction time. Like it two ways could have happened. One could like turn, boom, smack the right front of my car or whatever. Car would have spun out, then get hit by like four other cars. Cause you know how cars be spinning and you know how physics is and everything like that.
Hmm.
Dudes would have rammed into the person in front of me. And there's mad like
mm.
Mm.
cars on the highway. It's a lot of cars, but they're all like spaced out, all spread out. So you think you can move, like take a whole nother lane or whatever, but like the speed, distance, like it's just crazy.
Nah, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I'll go next, but mine is not for sad purposes. So it's a sad story, but it's not for sad purposes.
No,
The
you good.
scariest point in my life was my mom had my brother and my sister back to back. So my brother's in '08 and my um sister is born in '09. So due to her having kids back to back, I think that she experienced the big portion of like postpartum and things of that sort. So one day, we were driving or whatever, and my mom, she just wanted to like commit suicide, right? So that was the scariest point in my life because as my mom is trying to like do that, me being like 9 years old, I have to talk my mom down. So that was like really scary for me. But through that, I thank God for that scary experience because it really showed me that I can connect with people on an emotional level. Because in order to like talk her down from that, I really had to like take away the fact that I'm 9, but I also had to like connect with her on an emotional level and let her know like, yo, you're good, like you got this, like I got you. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? So that helped me realize that mental health is a big thing, and also that childbirth is a scary thing as well, and it can mess with your hormones and things of that sort. So yeah.
That's deep.
Uh,
Sounds deep.
Is
Not for sad purposes though. Check on people. Mental health is real. That's the purpose. Mental health is real, and check up on people who you think are happy because they don't really be happy.
Mm. Uh,
Yeah.
all right, who's next?
come on, QJ, you got this.
All right, I'm gonna go to the same route Bree's going. This is not for side purposes to really teach y'all something.
Mhm.
Really going off what Ken was saying, it was like really a message from God to like tell me stop with the bullshit. It's not really like you know what I'm saying. It can end up bad for me because I knew better and I was doing it anyway. So like one day I was walking home. I'm saying it was a day before my senior prom. I'm saying I got robbed. Some dude pulled out a gun on me. I'm saying they was masked up and everything. They had ID'd me. I'm saying they knew who I was because I live on that block. Know what I'm saying? But like I was letting them know like I'm not with the antics and none of that. Know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whatever the case may be, know what I'm saying he still know what I'm saying he took everything I had. Know what I'm saying not I was more mad because like I wanted to like, you know what I'm saying, say whatever I had to say, but I also knew it could have ended however it ended it for me. And I had to realize that like I got a family that care about me. So I had to think about that while I was in that process. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Mhm.
So you just realize like whenever you into something, you gotta realize that things are like, you know, it's not all about you when you in this life. There's people that care about you and every single choice you make it affects other people that care about you.
Mhm.
That's all.
Nah, it's deep.
Yeah. Mimi, you go.
I don't have a story.
If you
Saya,
got
you
it.
go.
You know, so you know me. This story it's about to be a little funny when you hear it. I was at yeah, what water park. I was in a water park. It was like the water park side though. Was it was it Donny Park? Was it Six Flags? It was either Donny Park or Six Flags, one of those. And like I'm on this water slide, it's wild big. I don't even know how to swim. So I'm like young, I'm probably 10, 11. So, we get to the top of the slide. Once you put your feet on, it's time to go down. Tell them I'm like, nah, like I don't want to go no more. They like, yo, we can't let you go back down the stairs. Like you already hit.
Yo, it be like that.
I'm like, come on, y'all, chill. Like, yo, this is too hot. So they like, yo, you good? Like, just close your eyes. Like, you good. So I'm like, man, come on, please let me go down them stairs. They like, nah. Like, yo. As soon as I sit down, I double think I'm trying to get up. Like, nah, I need to get out of it. Yo, Sean pushed me like, so now I'm sliding. I'm trying to turn, but the water. they
Quiet. It's quiet. It's
Stop.
they
quiet.
they like, yo, lay back. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm flying, son. My body like shoot off the side a little bit. I'm like, oh, they trying to get rid of
Stop.
me. Yo, so I'm sliding like all on a little tube now because I done went up, came back. I'm sliding back. I'm like, oh, nah. Now I just lay back. So I'm like, yo, I'm leaving. Like, I don't want to be here though. I'm out, bro. Like, yo, when I get out of here, I'm saying this now. Like, I'm thinking it's sweet. Long story short, I'm going down there panicking. Soon as I get to the pool of water, bro, I shoot in it fume. It felt like I could not get up, bro. It felt like I was stuck underwater. Mind you, it's like 4 feet, bro. I feel like I could not get though. Like I'm there fighting to get up the water, bro. I'm like, nah, what's going on? Yo, the lifeguards is there. And I'm playing around, bro. I'm like, yo, help, I'm drowning. Yo, bro,
And
laughing at me, bro. They thought I was playing around, talking about, yo, that's a kiddie pool. You could have stood up. I'm trying to,
yo,
I'm
like,
trying,
what?
like, yo, I'm trying to get up, trying to let me get there. Like, yo, that day, man, if it's not a real pool where I could see the numbers, I'm not trying to go in there. Nah, I ain't know if I was gonna make it back, but that water just kept me. I'm like, yo, help me. They look come out, I had like a big booger on my nose, but it was not looking good. Not looking-
Nah, that's funny. That shit bad funny.
Then you get out the water. You wet. You want to dry off.
Nah, it was a water park. So I just wanted to go to like the pools and stuff, because you get the like the wave pool. You get to go to it,
Yeah,
but this
the wave pool vibe.
well, that slide, nah, the slide was just and then it's going in circles. Like I'm like, nah, come on, man.
Yo,
I'm
y'all
like,
ever messed with the lazy river? You ever been on the lazy river?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be on the
I know about that.
I like it. I like the wave pool better.
That's that stuff.
the
Oh,
wave pool, the
yeah, like
lazy.
the big waves, not the little
Ah,
ones.
You got to switch your tube in the lazy river. They don't. If you ain't got a tube, they try to kick you out. I think
I
they do
remember
that.
when I was
Word.
remember when I was 12. I used to get my vest, the water vest. I used to go to the 6 foot. You know what I'm saying?
I was
With my cousin and shit. He holding me up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to float and shit.
saying the 3 feet. Now I probably try that. The wave pool, nah, though. The wave pool is crazy. Waves used to hit you. Yo, them waves that hit you game time. Now you there like, yo, nah, the
Oh,
front
yeah, Ken, we got any more questions?
Mm, that was it. That was the
Okay.
last questions, but this was a great, just thank everybody for joining and thanks everybody for watching. As we stayed this long, we appreciate you. If you're interested in becoming a member of Young Creators, just click down the Instagram and just DM us and let us know. Um, just know that, we're here to be a blessing amongst one another and use what we know to be a blessing to others. So, if anything, I'm Ken.
I'm Q.
Sean.
side.
I'm Bree.
Maybe.
And we see y'all next week.
Peace.
All right.